Hey everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right, so for this video I'm going to be taking a close look at the recently released second sight edition of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it goes without saying that I'm also going to be sharing my thoughts on the 4K transfer as well. Now, before I get on with this video, I just wanted to do a quick shout out to my good friend John Perry over at Mondo Chelloveck Movies for hooking me up with this release. Now, I'm going to explain what actually happened. I actually forgot to pre-order this movie. And it's only when I went onto YouTube and everyone was putting out videos for it that it actually reminded me. And when I went over to Second Sight to grab a copy of it, it was actually sold out. Now, it has come back in stock, I think, but I didn't know that at the time, so I contacted John and asked him could he pick me up a copy on Amazon UK, and of course he did. He always looks after me when it comes to second sight releases, and here is another example of it. Now, you're probably wondering why I didn't pick it up from Amazon UK myself, because that's where I buy everything. Well, the simple reason is, for some strange reason over here in Ireland, when you put in any second sight release on Amazon UK, it just comes up as unavailable. I honestly don't know what's going on. I've contacted Amazon numerous times about it, and they have never replied back to me. I think there was one time they did, and they said, unfortunately, it's out of stock. And I tried to explain to them that it was always out of stock. It was never in stock. And yeah, they could never explain to me. And I'm hoping someday they can sort this out, because I don't want to have to rely on John. You know, I know it doesn't bother him because he's such a kind soul and he's always looking after me when it comes to releases like this. But I should be able to buy it myself off Amazon UK. And if there is a reason behind it, I would just love to find out what it is. But yeah, for some strange reason, they just won't answer any of my questions. So a big shout out again to John for doing this for me. It goes without saying, but I will leave his link in the description below, and please do check out John's channel. I think you'll be impressed by what you see. But anyone that's aware of me and John, every time we send each other kind of items, we always put in the letter with the written on the kitchen roll, that is. And of course John has done it with this release, and I'm going to just quickly read out what John has actually written down here. So he says, "Hi Keith, here are your movies. You will be blown away with how Second Sight have handled the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I have never saw a better release," and of course he has "saw" in big writing. Brilliant. "Plus, what an absolute brilliant result with Gladiator. Just goes to show they literally have no idea what they are selling in CX. Take care, and remember, never pick up hitchhikers who like head cheese." Oh, lovely. "All the best to you and Ellen, from John and Deborah." That is fantastic, John. And again, it goes without saying that this letter will go inside this Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It will be there forever. And again, just in case people are wondering about that letter, he mentioned Gladiator in it, the Gladiator release. I actually just put out a video there this week about this beautiful Gladiator edition that I got, and John actually helped me out with that one as well. So a huge thanks again, John, for that. You really have saved my ass this week. So on to, anyway, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, I'm actually going to say this right at the start of this video. I'm not the biggest fan of this movie. I enjoy it, but I don't love it near as much as I want to love it. And I've been very persistent with this movie. I've watched it numerous times, and I could never put my finger on it. What is it about the movie that's bothering me? What's stopping me from loving it? And it's only when I seen this release of it, I think I started to realise what was going on. And not only that, but my fiancée was actually watching this movie with me, and she actually helped me out as well, even though she didn't realise she was helping me. And I'm going to explain now what I mean. So the first thing the first thing I've noticed with this movie, and the movie, just the movie in general, it is the characters somewhat irritate me. Particularly one character in particular. It is the gentleman in the wheelchair. I find this character just to be horrible. Every time I see him on screen, I'm just waiting for his inevitable demise in this movie. I can't stand his character. And I think that's my first problem with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is how can you care about what happens to these characters when you simply do not care about the characters themselves? So that's one issue I have with it. But the biggest issue I have with it, and it's this issue that I'm talking about when it came to my fiancée and how she helped me. But when we were watching this movie, the sound of this movie, I find it irritates me. Now, I was actually watching it, and there's one scene in particular, there's two scenes, sorry. One scene, the first scene that really started bothering me is the scene where the girl is being chased by Leatherface through the woods. And the sound is just, I don't know, it just kind of cuts through me. You know, you have the chainsaw going like crazy. You have this girl screaming at the top of her lungs. Then you have the music playing, and then there's this low-level bass just shooting through it all as well. And every bit of sound is at the same kind of level. And it was just cutting through me. And I remember just turning, during that scene, I turned around to my fiancée, and she didn't realise I was looking at her. And I can actually see that she was in pain. She was in pain watching the scene because the noise was irritating her. And then when it comes to that dinner scene right at the end of the movie, it got to the point. Now, I don't know, is it because the Dolby Atmos has actually enhanced that scene that little bit more, but it actually did get to the point that I was very close to muting the sound on it. It just got too much for me, and I was kind of there, and I could actually feel myself. I was just in a lot of pain watching that scene. Now, I know a lot of people out there are going to say, look, it's a very hectic scene. It's meant to sound that way. And that's probably true, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that it's very irritating to listen to. And I think that's kind of the issues that I have with this movie, just in terms of my enjoyment of it. Now, I'm hoping it's one of those cases that I can actually look past it sometime in the future. But as of right now, it does bother me quite a bit. And again, the Dolby Atmos could be the victim for when it comes to the sound of this and why it was bothering me so much. I don't remember it annoying me near as much as it did on the previous releases for this movie. So that could be something to do with it. Now, Second Sight have done such a wonderful job on this release. It goes without saying. The artwork is quite amazing on it. You get a lovely hardbound book in it as well. You've also got postcards there as well. And it is absolutely jam-packed with features. It is definitely the most definitive version I think you can own for this movie. You are well covered if you are a fan of this movie. And I will be taking us around this one very, very soon. As for the 4K transfer, it is easily the best the movie has ever looked. Definitely the most cleanest I've ever seen it look. They've done such a wonderful job cleaning this movie up. Look, I don't have to tell you, it was shot in 16mm. It does have an incredibly soft presentation, but again, I've said this in countless videos, but if they clean this up and give us a pristine looking picture, you're going to be drastically taking something away from that movie. And I think fans are going to be ecstatic with what they see here. The biggest upgrade I noticed in it, because I don't actually have a 4K release of it, I never picked up the Turbine release, but I had this version of it, this one here from Midnight Classics, and this is a 4K release, but there was no HDR or Dolby Vision on that release, and that's where I see the upgrade. The colours are getting a monster upgrade. I couldn't believe how great some of the colours actually looked on this, and I was massively impressed by it. Now, the grain in this movie, like I said, it is extraordinarily heavy, and there is a handful of scenes where it becomes amazingly noisy. And it can be very distracting at times, but look, we are talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This movie does have its limitations. There is no question about it. And I think Second Sight they've done a great job. I really do. And I think fans of the movie, I think, are going to be well impressed by what you see. As for the Dolby Atmos, like I said previously, I don't know what to make of it. It's extraordinarily loud. I don't know what to say about it. I'm actually lost for words. It's just loud. That's all I can say. You know, I couldn't even get a great sense of separation with your speakers. It didn't give me a sense of atmosphere. It was just loud. Front heavy loud. And again, this is, you know, the sound is almost as ugly as the movie itself. If that makes any sense at all. But I'm very curious to hear your thoughts out there in terms of the Dolby Atmos soundtrack in this one. But that's all I can really say about it. It's loud. So, right, folks, let's get on to the unboxing of this. I'm going to take us around it. I'm going to show you everything that's inside it. So, yeah, let's get to it. Right, folks, so here we go, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So before I actually show the set itself, I am going to bring in the J card and just give you a close look at it. But as you can see there, that is everything you get in terms of special features. And it's quite staggering, the amount of features you get on this one. And that's just a close look at some of the items that you get inside this set. and of course a close look at the technical aspects as well. So that is just a quick look at the J card, so I'll put that to a side, and onto the release we go. So love the artwork design on this. Now I don't know, I'm nearly certain I've seen a video where someone said that this was the original artwork. Now again, I'm not that familiar with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It is probably true, and I have to tell you, I actually love the artwork on this. But of course you got the Leatherface there on the cover. You have Can You Survive Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and It Happened down the bottom there as well. So yes, great artwork design on this, definitely digging on it. And then right around to the spine, and as you can see, it's quite a thick looking set. And then right around to the back, and it's just a bit more kind of a continuation of what you've seen. It actually goes around the entire set, so it's just one continuously big picture. So there's not a whole lot to see on the back of it there. Again, you can sort of see it's amazing. They really do kind of capture the look of this movie. You can actually see kind of dirt and specks all over the back of it there. And it's exactly how this movie actually looks. It's quite incredible. So there we go, folks. That is the artwork. Anything on the top? No. Bottom? No. So that is the actual main artwork. And this is the contents inside it. So, right, let's open this up. Let's have a close look at what we have. So, the first thing you will notice here, you've got postcards. You've got this incredible book as well. And, of course, you got the edition that actually holds all the discs as well. So, I will start with the postcards first. We'll make our way onto the book, and then lastly onto the discs themselves. So, here we go. Let me just open these postcards up and get a good look at them. So, I think these are all character cards from what I remember. And I have to tell you, I love the red and black. I've always said this on my videos. It's getting boring at this point. But yeah, red and black just simply works for me. And I thought it was brilliant to actually do it on these postcards. But yeah, the artwork is quite amazing. Some of the best looking postcards I have ever seen. And that's the back and nothing there at all. So yeah, just a quick look at the postcards. And then onto this amazing hardback book. And again, the artwork, just amazing. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Everything is very, very simple. And that's exactly what you want when it comes to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So take us to the spine of it there. And I haven't had a chance to actually read this yet, so I don't know what's going on inside it. I'm sure it covers almost everything in terms of this movie. I'm sure it's kind of a write-up about the movie itself. I'm sure it's the actors. You know, even Toby Hooper, you know, about him, everything about him. I'm not going to spend too much time with it. It's a rather big booklet. And again, Second Sight always deliver when it comes to these books. They really do put in an incredible amount of effort. So yeah, that's just a quick look at the book itself. And again, when I have a few minutes, I'm going to sit down and give this a proper read. So yeah, that's the book. And then that lastly brings us on to what this is how it holds all the discs. And check out the artwork on this. This is my favourite part through this entire set. So you got the main girl there, and of course you got Leatherface there in the background. And you got that horrible, I can't think of the character's name, but my god, he is one horrible character. And yeah, they're chasing them. Chasing her down the road. So yeah, incredible. I love the fact that they're sticking to this kind of red and black colour scheme. It just looks great. Is there anything on the spine of it? No. And then this is the back of it. So as you can see, it is actually forming one picture, and I will actually open it up for you so you can see it. So there you have it. I can just get it in frame. But yeah, I love these kind of these digipack releases that kind of just form one picture. It really is quite nice. So turn it around then, and here we go. This is your 3 discs. So you've got your Blu-ray disc here, you got your bonus features disc, I presume that is, and then of course you've got your 4K disc. And is there anything behind these discs? I'm just going to quickly check now. I don't think there is. No, there isn't. So that is it, folks. That is everything that you get inside this release. I'm just going to quickly recap. So that is your edition that kind of holds all your discs there. You got that amazing hardback book as well. Of course, you've got your postcards and this amazing box that holds it all in. It's what else can you say? Second Sight really have delivered again. Right folks, so there you have it. That is everything inside this remarkable edition of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I'm just going to say it now here in this video that I am going to announce my retirement from buying any more editions for this movie. I honestly think now I have the definitive version of this movie in terms of packaging, special features and picture quality. I don't think it can get better than this. So yes, I'm announcing my retirement from Texas Chainsaw. I am finally done with this movie. Like I said, I just don't think it gets better than this amazing release from Second Sight. So there you have it folks. So as per usual, if you did like what you see here, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you could leave a comment down below. And please do share your thoughts on this movie and what did you think of this release of it. And yeah, I hope to see you all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.